Hey YouTubers, how are you? I am doing my very first YouTube video on here, and it's about a topic that is really near and dear to my heart, something that I've been struggling with now since May of 2017. And I really haven't talked about it with too many people. I've talked about it with a few of my friends and obviously my close family, but not even all of my family knows. It's been something that has been such an emotional roller coaster, such a struggle, both physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, it's just been a struggle. So I wanted to come on here and I wanted to open up a little bit to you all and to maybe find some other people out there and help them on this journey and not feel so alone in all of this. So I have been struggling with a condition called Telogen Effluvium, and I was finally diagnosed with it in, I believe it was the end of July, beginning of August was actually when they finally got the biopsy results back. But I was seeing a dermatologist at first, and I had this really bad scalp dermatitis, and it just was not getting better. And then I started noticing hair loss. It was all in the crown area, all up here on the sides, and where I was parting my hair. And I could just feel that my hair felt so thin, felt really, really thin. And I was scared. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell like my husband or anybody at the time. I just didn't want to say it to anybody. So it took some time, and I gained the courage to go to the doctor's office, and I had seborrheic dermatitis. They weren't sure at first if it was psoriasis, dermatitis, eczema, whatever. They had no clue what it was. It was in my scalp. It was flaking, really bad dandruff. It was just horrible. So they were just like, oh, it's dermatitis, blah, blah, blah. Here, use this cream. They had different ointments that you spray in your hair, or solutions. They had ointments. They had all this other stuff. But they weren't like really sure what it was, which really made me start to panic even more. And I went back a few weeks later and I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I think I'm losing my hair. And the doctor was like very cold about it, and really, she's like, well, you're just like acting like so overwhelmed and so like up and down. And I'm like, well, of course I'm acting up and down. Like, my hair is falling out. Like, I'm too young to be losing my hair. Like, what's causing this? So, she wanted to see me in a couple weeks and to continue using the steroid solutions in my scalp. And I went back in a few weeks with my husband that time, and they did a scalp biopsy on my request. It wasn't even something that they really wanted to do. And at that point, I was losing like a good amount of hair, like in my hand, like balls like this big, like it was a lot of hair. Thank God I had started with really thick hair. By the end of all of this, I probably lost a little more than half of my hair, but I'd had a whole lot of hair to begin with. So as much as I wasn't thankful for that before all of this happened, I used to complain about my hair. Once all of this happened, I was so grateful and thankful for the hair that I had. So there was a blessing in that. But I wound up going to another dermatologist in the midst of all of this, because the first one, it literally took them 5 weeks to get biopsy results back. All of my blood work was coming back normal, and everything was negative, and everything seemed to be like okay. So I didn't really have any of the triggers that they say cause telogen effluvium. Looking back now, I mean, obviously I have a lot of stress. I'm a mom, 2 little girls, you know, running a household with my husband, working, you know, I'm a nurse, like, of course, being active in their school and stuff like that. Like, there was a lot of stress, like, in my life. So that could definitely be a trigger. exercise, working out, I don't know, there was just so many different things, like losing weight, like anything could really trigger this condition. So I found a new dermatologist who was, number one, amazing. Like, he was so kind and so compassionate and so, empathetic with what I was feeling on the inside. And he saw how hurt I was, as a woman losing my hair. So it was amazing to actually find somebody that got me and was ready to diagnose me and ready to diagnose the condition. He requested the slides of my biopsy because they came back at the other office after 4.5 weeks, inconclusive. He requested them, he got them, and then he took them to his own lab, and it came back Telogen Effluvium. So with that said, it is a condition that is based on rapid hair loss when your hair goes into that resting stage. When your hair goes into that resting stage, it will eventually die off, usually 3 months later. So usually they say the traumatic experience would have happened 3 months prior to when your hair started falling out. I don't know my triggers, so I can't really say that that's true for me, but that's what, they say. So I had started on supplements called Nutrafol. They're vitamin supplements. And he also put me on some dermatological shampoos, not steroids, but to control the dermatitis in my scalp. I think that was a big trigger for me, in my opinion, but the doctors don't really support that type of cause, I guess I should say. Like, they just don't think that telogen effluvium is caused by dermatitis. But if you do your research out there, you will see a lot of people that have TE also have seborrheic dermatitis or sebderm. So I think that could have been a huge part of it. The shampoos he was using on me, were not working, and they were making my hair knotty, and more hair was coming out. It was just, I'm sorry, it's like, I start to get really emotional. It was just a really rough time, because then I'm in the shower, and now I can't get the shampoo out of my hair, and I can't comb through my hair, and I'm losing even more hair than I needed to be. So I decided to do some research on my own, and I went out there and I found products that I was very skeptical about. They are called Monate. Well, that is the company. And when I found these products, I had nothing else to lose, because at that point, I was literally losing this much hair a day. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't taking showers. Like, my husband was forcing me to shower because I was so afraid to get into the shower and lose more hair. And I was crying all the time, and it was no good to me, my husband, my girls, anybody. I had basically shut down from all of my friends. It was just a very, very crazy period in my life when I didn't know what to do with myself. So anyway, I found these products and these shampoos and conditioners, and I started using them mid-August, and I am happy to report that the dermatitis, I don't know if you can see on my scalp, but it is gone, and all of the hair that I lost, I'm sure it's hard to tell in the video, but this hair is starting to grow back. Where you could see all scalp, you can't anymore. So I am forever grateful. I'm forever thankful for these products. If you are interested in hearing more about my story, definitely send me a message, comment below. I would love to talk to you about it. As a nurse, it's inside me to want to help other people, especially other people that could be suffering in silence like I was for so long, and knowing that really nobody else understood what I was going through, because at 35 years old and a mom of 2 little girls whose hair you're brushing and doing every day, it hit me emotionally crazy. I just couldn't handle it, because I was this can't be happening to me. Why me? Why now? Why this? Why that? But there is a blessing in all of this, and the blessing was that it brought me closer to God. It brought me closer to my faith. It definitely brought me closer to my husband with his support, and I would love to help any of you out there that are going through this in silence, or maybe not in silence. But if you have any questions or you're interested, please, feel free to reach out to me and we can chat, and I would just really love to talk to you about it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry this video went a little long. I didn't expect it to go this long. But I am thankful for the experience that I've gone through. I'm thankful for this condition because it has taught me so much about myself, and I think, I'm meant to help other people. Like, that is what I am. That is what I do for a living. Like, I want to help other people. So if you have any questions, post down there, send me a message. I'll put my email in the comments, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I will keep you updated too on my progress throughout this. Okay, take care. Bye.